You're being manipulated, not once in a while, not just by politicians, advertisers, or toxic people, but daily, by systems, by beliefs, by expectations you didn't even choose. The danger isn't that you're unaware, it's that the manipulation feels normal. That's the genius of it. Because the best manipulation doesn't come in the form of lies. It comes in the form of assumptions you never stop to question. And Nietzsche, perhaps more than any other philosopher, devoted his life to exposing them. He didn't just challenge society's rules, he ripped them apart. And what he found underneath wasn't chaos, it was clarity. In this video, we'll break down 6 psychological manipulation tactics. Nietzsche believed, shape your behavior without your consent. 6 invisible strings pulling your mind, your choices, and your identity. Not to make you paranoid, but to wake you up. Because once you see how they work, they stop working on you. Let's begin. Tactic 1. The morality trap. Good and bad aren't what you think. From a young age, you're conditioned to believe that being good means being obedient, following the rules, sacrificing your instincts for the sake of approval. But Nietzsche saw this as a form of spiritual manipulation. He called it slave morality, a system where weakness is turned into virtue and power is seen as evil. Why? Because if the powerful can be made to feel guilty, they become easier to control. And if the masses believe obedience equals goodness, they'll police themselves without needing force. It's not about right or wrong. It's about control wrapped in moral language. Tactic 2. The praise and punish system. You're being trained like an animal. Most people don't realize this. But society operates more like a laboratory than a community. And you're part of an experiment. Nietzsche understood something uncomfortable. That most human behavior is conditioned, just like dogs in Pavlov's lab. If you act how they want you to act, you're praised, rewarded, given approval, applause, maybe even a promotion. But if you deviate, if you question, if you assert your own values, punishment. Not always physical, but social, emotional, psychological. You're guilt-tripped, shamed, made to feel selfish, arrogant, rebellious, even dangerous. It's not random. It's a system built to reward submission. And the most dangerous part, eventually, you internalize it. You start doing what's expected without needing a threat, because your self-worth gets tied to approval. You post for likes. You speak for validation. You work for applause, not meaning. And Nietzsche's warning? When your values are determined by reward and punishment, you don't have values. You have programming. That's why he urged us to go deeper, to ask, who benefits from my obedience? Who defines my rewards? And what would I do if no one was watching? Because freedom isn't found in rebellion alone. It's found in awareness, in seeing the cage before you try to escape it. And if this is resonating so far, then click the subscribe button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for your support. Tactic 3. Manufactured guilt. The easiest way to control someone is to convince them they've done something wrong. Guilt is a weapon, a subtle one, and Nietzsche saw how it was used not to correct injustice, but to crush autonomy. In ancient times, guilt was simple. You hurt someone, you feel remorse, you fix it. But somewhere along the way, guilt became institutionalized. Religions used it to control behavior. Governments used it to shape citizens. Families used it to raise obedient children. Today, we guilt ourselves over rest, over success, even over saying no, because the narrative has changed. You're not allowed to just exist. You have to justify your joy. Nietzsche believed that when guilt replaces instinct, the human spirit dies a little, because now you don't just fear punishment, you fear yourself. Tactic 4. The illusion of choice. They let you choose, but only between the options they give you. Modern life loves to brag about freedom. So many apps, so many opinions, so many paths. But Nietzsche wasn't fooled. He saw that most choices aren't freedom at all. They're distractions dressed up in decision-making. You get to choose your phone, but not whether you need one. You get to choose your job, but not whether you need to work 40+ hours to survive. You get to choose your politician, but not whether the system itself serves you. It's not real freedom. It's manufactured freedom, a curated menu of options, all pre-approved by the very systems that benefit from your participation. And the worst part? You feel empowered by choosing. You feel like you're in control. But Nietzsche asks the deeper question: who designed the menu? Who decided what was even on the table? And why are all the options so similar? It's not rebellion to pick a different flavor of the same poison. It's not freedom to decorate your own cage. True liberation, Nietzsche believed, begins when you stop asking, which of these options is best, and start asking, who told me these were my only options? Because often, the most powerful thing you can do is walk away from the question entirely. Tactic 5. Emotional hijacking. When logic fails, manipulate the nervous system. Nietzsche noticed this long before marketers had the science to prove it. People don't act on logic. They act on emotion. And if you can hijack someone's emotional state, you don't need to convince them. They'll convince themselves. Think about it. Fear makes you obedient. Shame makes you silent. Guilt makes you compliant. Hope makes you invest. Outrage makes you distracted. Every emotion is a tool in someone else's toolbox. If you're not aware of it, you become the instrument others play. Nietzsche's advice? Train your awareness. Feel deeply, but notice when your emotion isn't truly yours. When it's been planted, triggered, exploited. Because the one who can feel without reacting owns themselves. And, in a world of emotional manipulation, ownership of your own nervous system is the final frontier of freedom. Tactic 6. The silent attack on self-worth. Make them doubt their value, and you'll never need chains. This was Nietzsche's most chilling observation, that the most effective form of manipulation isn't external, it's internal. It's when the outside world plants a voice in your head and then walks away. You do the rest yourself. You second-guess your instincts. You shrink your dreams. You filter your truth. Because deep down, you don't believe you're worthy, and you don't even know where that belief came from. Nietzsche saw how society weaponizes this, how the weak are praised for being humble, not because it's noble, but because it's safe. A population full of powerful, confident individuals, that's dangerous. But a society of self-doubting workers, that's manageable, profitable, predictable. So you're told to be realistic, to stop thinking you're special, to avoid standing out, and slowly, without realizing it, you internalize a belief. I am not enough. But here's the twist. Once that belief is embedded, you become easy to control. You'll seek validation. You'll crave approval. You'll hand over your power just for a scrap of praise. And no one even needs to force you. You'll do it willingly, because you think you have to. Nietzsche believed this was no accident. He called it the moralization of weakness, the slow, systematic erosion of self-worth, in the name of humility, or modesty, or virtue. But it's not virtue. It's a cage. So what's the antidote? It's not arrogance. It's not delusion. It's remembrance. Remember who you were before the world told you who to be. Before your worth was measured in grades, or likes, or paychecks, before your value was tied to usefulness. Your dignity is not a reward, it's a birthright. You don't have to earn it. And that's what they fear most, because a man or woman who knows their worth can't be bought, can't be bullied, can't be broken. So if you've ever felt unworthy, if you've ever thought, I'm not good enough, realize that voice might not be yours. It might be an ancient lie designed to keep you small. And Nietzsche's call was clear. Burn the lie, reclaim the self, and walk back into the world unshackled. The final mirror, recognizing the game. If you've made it this far, you're not like most people. Most scroll past this kind of truth. Most are too numb to care, or too afraid to admit what's really happening. But you're not here for noise. You're here to see clearly. And Nietzsche's greatest gift wasn't answers. It was the mirror. He didn't give people comfort. He gave them clarity. He showed you the strings, so you could stop dancing like a puppet. He showed you the patterns, so you could finally step out of them. He showed you the prison, so you could remember the key was always in your hand. These 6 tactics, they're everywhere. And once you see them, you can't unsee them. So let this video be the moment you stop playing their game. Let this be the moment you reclaim your power, not by shouting louder, but by walking quieter. You don't need to fight to be free. You just need to remember that you are. If this resonated, take a moment to subscribe. Drop a comment below, not for the algorithm, but to mark this chapter in your journey. If you made it this far, you're not just watching, you're remembering, returning, reclaiming your inner ground. So trust that the video YouTube shows you next, the one appearing now, is not random. It's the next doorway, the next layer, and it will meet you exactly where you are. We'll see you in the next depth. Depthoria continues.